Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. I'm James and you're watching Blue Dog Reptiles. I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. We just hit 500 subscribers. That's all thanks to all of you. So thank you to all the new subscribers. If you are a current subscriber, welcome back. We talk about reptile care, custom builds, tarantulas, you name it, we do it. And we bring new videos each and every week. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing. With that being said, guys, today we are talking about my big paludarium. Now, I do have one door open. The mister just went off, so it's a little haze right now, but this is my big paludarium. Now, when we talk about custom and custom tanks, custom aquariums, custom paludariums, this thing is 100% custom. We have a custom stand, we have a custom filtration, we have a custom canopy, custom tank, custom background. And a lot of people see these and they're like, oh, maybe that's easy. No, if you're wanting to get into custom setups, this tank took me about a month and a half to do the background and escape. And custom aquarium, they're actually the ones that built this paludarium for me. But we're going to talk about what type of animal to put in here. Now, originally this was designed for the mangrove, and if you look at some of the earlier videos, she actually was originally in this paludarium back before the escape and all that. But when I first opened, I was so new to backgrounds that I'm actually grateful that I didn't do the escape at that time, because with custom backgrounds, it's a lot of trial and error. There's things that you figure out, things that don't work, and it's just the more you do it and the more you experience it, the better. Because this thing, if I had done this a year and a half ago, it would not be what it is today, and I'm very, very ecstatic for how it turned out. But so let's talk about this setup here. So whatever animal we decide goes in here needs to be able to deal with high humidity. We have quad heads for our misting system. They're let me slide the door so you can see it. Yeah, you can see misting system went off. So we have a quad head here and then a single head here. Now, I did find that I like the quad heads because I can directionalize them, and with all the plants that are in here, it's easier for me to mist them individually with the quad heads versus the single heads. Now, this is a true Mist King single head, but the problem is that true Mist King nozzles are so expensive versus a quad head. This one I got off Amazon. I think they were like 27 or 28 bucks. You can easily spend that on one head through Mist King. Now, I'm not saying that Mist King heads there's anything wrong with them. No, they do great. They work awesome. But for the same amount of money, I can get a quad head, and when you have a tank this size, I need the quad heads and the availability of it. So, but as you can see, we have living moss here growing. And I actually had this moss was cultured. So we have random plants that are growing out of it. We have the creeping ivy. Not even sure what this plant is. It just sprouted up. We have lots of creeping plants across the back, and we actually do have to regularly go in and trim this tank back. Because like there's spots that don't get hit with the light, because as you can see, this is a UV full spectrum lights, but it doesn't cover the full length. So sometimes this side doesn't get all the light. I am actually working on getting individual strips for each section so that there's more light in here. But I mean, this plant right here was half the size when it went in here. But the cool thing is that all the roots actually came down into the water. So I just think that's kind of awesome. But we have a drip wall over here. You can actually see it working right now, and which keeps all the moss and everything. Now this is, if you jump over to our Blue Dog Aquatics YouTube channel, you'll actually see part 1 and part 2 of how this background was actually built. We'll be airing part 3 here, hopefully this week. But so we actually have a nozzle that's hidden up behind these plants, and that's how we control how much flow comes out for the drip wall. Now, on this side over here, we actually have a nozzle too that controls the waterfall. I always wanted to do a waterfall, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Now, as you can see, like, we have purple waffle, we have random plants we didn't plant because they're just growing out. But again, there's no light in this corner, so you can see that the moss that's up here is actually browning out. Whereas down here where the light is fluent, then we have lots of growth. And then we actually, so this is actually an open round cork that goes through here. Lots of areas, and like I set up a basking spot right here for whatever animal. Originally, this whole platform right here was going to be a basking spot, but since there was no animal in here currently, I just decided to put moss in there and get some plants growing, get lots of coverage. But one of the things we have to think about when putting an animal in here is, can they swim? Because this is a whole lot, it's about 150 gallons worth of water. And past this, you're now underneath. So if an animal does get underneath here, they need to be able to get back out with holding their breath long enough. And we actually have gar, that's a Florida gar. And then, yep, there's the marble gar over here. Sorry about the reflection. There is a cave in there, so that's kind of why this thing would have been perfect for the mangrove, because she can hold her water, but I just feel like she would have thrashed the entire enclosure. Now, we did have the green keelbelly lizard in here for a short bit, and that's kind of on me. So originally the misting head was right here. There's a hole here, and I didn't like how it was positioned, so I moved it over to the corner. And our green keelbelly, we had a customer come in, they're like, oh my god, what's that sitting on top? So the green keeled had squeezed its little body through this hole and was sitting on top. Thankfully, we were able to catch it and put it back in its original cage. But I definitely need to fill this in, whether it's with foam or whatever. But yeah, but lots of climbing spaces. I originally thought about like maybe dart frogs or like some kind of tree frog, but I'd like a lizard or something, because like I don't want to do a snake, because there's holes back to the plumbing on the back, and so I don't want them to get in there and get stuck in the background, because there is no tearing out this background there. It's just not happening. So if you guys have any thoughts on what kind of animals should go in here, leave us your thoughts in the comment down below, and help us figure out what we should put in here, because this tank, when we first built it, we wanted to let the plants get established and root it in, and they have done just that. They're thriving and doing everything that they should, but now it's time for an animal. So what do you guys think? What should go in here? I'm not too sure. It's been kind of a stumper for me, so let us know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. And as always, guys, love your family, but love your reptiles more.